Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the after-school session of A New Tomorrow. And today we're going to tell you our co-production journey. And this whole event has been co-produced amongst young people such as myself. I'm going to take you on a journey from when we started a month ago to this event today. And please put any questions you have in the chat box. These events have been youth-led, with 8 of us deciding the directors of the topics, with some amazing facilitators. And so we're going to start with talking about our co-production journey, and then going to give our experiences and top tips for co-production, and we'll break at 5:15. After that, we'll reflect upon our experiences and priorities during the pandemic. And finally, to end on, we'll have a relaxation and mindfulness session at 5:50. So these events have been co-produced with young people, and our names are Nathan, Simi, Alia, Steph, Anissa, Dylan, Harris, Palumi, and Lindsay, Steph, Anna, Nikita, and Kat have been helping us with it over the last month. Next slide, please. So I remember seeing a tweet pop up on my feed about an event, and I clicked the link and I looked at it, and it looked absolutely amazing. And the advantage of using Twitter for the events like these is that young people who are interested in this type of thing normally actively use Twitter. And loads of people that work with young people are on Twitter. So you get a lot, you manage to reach a large amount of young people. So, and the application form that was on there was a really easy application form. And it didn't focus on things we have done in the past. It focused on why we wanted to do the event, which is really important, as some young people don't have as much experience as others, and it made for a more inclusive cohort of us. And then Lindsay, Steph, and Kat shortlisted 49 of us, and then 8 of us were chosen. Next slide, please. So I remember we got our first email, and on there was a Jamboard. And Jamboards, for those of you who don't know, are absolutely amazing. So before we even met everyone, we had the chance to put our ideas on a Jamboard. So the question was, what do you think 16 to 25-year-olds would most like a session on to help them improve their well-being during COVID-19? So before we actually met, we all had the opportunity to brainstorm our ideas and see what like-minded people like us would have put. And we had loads of things such as finances, dealing with pressure, sleep, fake news, recognizing what we're feeling. And then once we met on our first meeting, we used this Jamboard to formulate what the A New Tomorrow events were. And I think my favorite thing about the first meeting was we had the Groff. And that was a great icebreaker, because it can be really daunting for a group of young people. It can be really daunting for a group of young people who don't actually know each other to go into a room, and we're all from across the country. I've met one other young person before, but apart from that, it was nobody. And this icebreaker, which was quite fun, we did emojis for one session about what emoji are you feeling today, was a really good way to get to know our peers, and it was a really inclusive and friendly environment. We then used the Jamboard to put together the ideas, and we discussed it together. We had the opportunity to put things in the chat box as well as talking, because not all young people feel they can talk at this. And at the end, we were really great friends. So the 2 things that we chose were sleep and maintaining a routine, and recognizing how you're feeling and talking and asking for help for your mental health. And how we decided this was using a Mentimeter. And for those of you who haven't used the Mentimeter before, they are absolutely amazing. And it was a way for us to vote on what was important to us. So what happened was, the things that we chose before, the first workshop, went on to the Mentimeter, and then we all voted to pick which one we preferred. And then I think it was the hardest thing, I'm not sure about any of my peers, was picking what we should call the event. And we settled on A New Tomorrow. We had ideas like Sleep Better, Feel Better, Inside Out, Understanding My Mental Thermometer, but we all thought A New Tomorrow was a really great name because it was really inspiring and just gave an aura of happiness. Next slide, please. We then wanted to decide how we can encourage young people to attend. And this was really important because we wanted as many young people to attend as possible. And we all wanted to be in the video because we thought this would allow young people to relate to us more and feel that this event is co-produced and is for them. So what we did, we co-produced, we made, pardon my blank. So yes, we made a video together on Zoom, which was a really interesting experience. And I've never made a video on Zoom before, and we bounced ideas off each other. We kept changing it and adapting it. Initially, we were just going to talk in the video, and then we agreed, let's have a texting stream as well at the front. So as you can see on the slide that just went, there's a video, and there was the one circulating on social media as well. The other thing we thought about was where and how can we advertise it? And as young people, we're like, we don't use Facebook that often, and there's some social medias that we don't use. So we agreed we'll create a TikTok video, which we did, and use Instagram, and we had an Instagram account called A New Tomorrow, as well as circulating it via Twitter. And we wanted it to be snappy and intriguing because we didn't want young people to zone out. And we had colourful infographics around social media. And how did we ensure a diverse group of people across the UK? Was we reached parents on Facebook. We also ensured that the cohort was diverse in terms of region to reach out to our own personal network. We reached out to student unions, as well as head teachers across the country. And we did it on all different platforms to reach as many people as possible. And then we had two youth events called Talking About Mental Health and Getting Support, which was episode 1, and Getting a Good Routine and Sleep, which was episode 2. And these were events we helped decide and picked a script for. We structured it. So we discussed what we should include in the workshop. Yes, so we wanted to start it with a story to ensure it was captivating, because we didn't want any young people to zone out. We wanted to give top tips for young people to take away. And we set up a Jamboard once again before the event to ensure young people were able, and it was anonymous, and so Jamboards are so easy to use. We also asked people to submit questions before. And when we were talking about structure, we were thinking, should we have breakout rooms in terms of your age group? It'd be really good if a young person could steer breakout groups, and having a young person to steer these breakout rooms made young people feel really comfortable, and it could help those speak up in a smaller group. We also had, we offered a breakout room for those who wanted a smaller chat, and we also had counsellors attend the event to help give advice. To think about how we could make it engaging, we wanted young people to facilitate a question and answer in the breakout rooms, as well as creating a safe, relatable space. And I think that's one of the key things with engaging with young people, is creating a safe environment where they can express their opinion and feel comfortable. We also wanted to My screen's gone weird.
What's it look like?
No, I just can't see anything. Give me 1 second. Someone
Okay.
take over.
Don't worry, Harris, we're all used to these technical glitches for these
Yeah.
online events.
Can anyone else, while Harris is sorting that out, can anyone else feel comfortable kind of speaking to this?
Yeah. So like when we were working together, I think we just wanted to make sure that we had like a space of that was open, and that to make sure that the events were open as well, so that young people can be able to share their experiences in a understanding a safe way. So, and it was really good. What I really enjoyed was like we had having counselors there to give advice and to give it in it so that young people could have tangible things to leave with the to leave the event with, and especially we're seeing with getting good rest and sleep and stuff, because I think especially after it being in the pandemic, I think sleep is something that has really been important for people to figure out and work out, and working from home as well. I think it can be a thing whereby your home is where you rest, your home is where you work, like everything is all together, and being in lockdown, you're not really allowed to leave. So I think getting that tangible advice at those events was something that I really appreciated. Yeah, I think exactly. Okay, and now we're going on to talking about our mental health. I think when in regards to talking about mental health, what was really important is like it says, taking that courage and being open enough and being brave enough to be able to do so in a way where, and in a space where you don't feel judged. And I think that's a space that we really want to create, because I think one thing I realized about being a young person, about myself specifically, is the vulnerability that it takes for you to be able to open up about the things that you're going through. And it's so interesting that we were talking about Twitter, that Harris was talking about Twitter before, because I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet and I saw someone, in fact, I think it was Instagram actually. I saw someone just posted on Instagram that that you don't have to do this life thing alone, whereby you can ask the people around you for help. You can ask the people that you have around you to help you out. And then also what I did see on Twitter was a young person said, especially with the friends that you have, having good friends around you is really important. Friends that you don't have to feel like, oh my God, they might take what I say and use it against me. So knowing the people that you have around you is really, really important. Yeah, and when it comes to who to tell, and I think one thing that I've realized especially is making sure that you do have a person that even might be in like a position of power, in a position where they can offer that help, especially young people in education. It's knowing that they are there to help you. Teachers are there to help you. Even your lecturers at uni are there to help you, because I think one thing, especially I can speak on, especially being a uni student, is just that distance that you feel sometimes with your lecturers. But what I've come to understand is that I think everyone is they're also there to help you, and it's not just a thing of okay, these are the lecture notes, just get this degree and then that's it. No, they're there to help you as well in the best way they can. And we talked about identifying how you feel, because I think why we did that was because we wanted to make sure that people knew that this was this was like depression, or this was like anxiety, so that there can be a real distinction in it, so that you know exactly what you're feeling, how you're feeling, so that when you're presented with these
Harris,
Oh no.
take
Oh,
over.
but Harris is back, so
Tech
good
really
tag teaming.
doesn't seem to be on our side today.
no, it happens. It's happened to all of us, hasn't it? I think we've all had that experience of giving a talk and our tech just dropping away. Do you want to
Yeah.
take over?
Yes, but identifying how you feel, I think Paloma was on, and which is so important, and connecting with connecting with others, because especially during COVID, you're in, and uni students as well, you're in your own room by yourself, and it's really important to connect with others. And thinking about routine and things like sleep, because personally I know there's nights that I've stayed up to like 1 a.m. scrolling through TikTok, and routine is so important, especially as we go back towards this normal. And being aware of how you feel, I think throughout this year, it's really important to know what you're feeling inside and not burying it deep, because we're all in this together and talking. I think when you connect with others and have a really good friendship, you can talk to them about what you feel, and it makes you feel so much better. Next slide, please. So episode 2 was about getting a good routine and sleep. And especially during the pandemic, it's really tempting to just lie in bed all day, do your uni work in bed, do your school work in bed. And it's really important to have that structure and compartmentalization. So having your desk to work on, having your bed to sleep on, having divisions, and making sure you wake up and go to sleep at the same time every day is one of the most basic things. And I think pointing this out to young people was really good, and we're encouraging them to get back into the routine, because now we've gone back to a normal of young people going to school and soon young people going to uni, and it's going to be a shock to their system of young people who haven't had that experience throughout the pandemic of having a routine and structure. It'll be a shock to their system. And planning your days with to-do lists that aren't overbearing is really important, and having a realistic expectation of what you're meant to do, because staying at home in your room every day does put a dampener on the mood, and you will be slower and you might get more distracted. So, and not feeling bad if you don't do everything you were meant to do that day is really important. So if you do use to-do lists, make sure you haven't got too much, but make sure they're very fluid, and don't overexert yourself. And having goals at the end of the day does make you feel like you've accomplished something. And I use a to-do list personally, and I'm still halfway through it for today. And by the end of the day, when it's empty, it makes you feel so good in yourself that you've actually accomplished something. But always ensure that you know in your head that you can move some things to another day. It isn't the end of the world if you don't finish it, and if you're not feeling up to it at 8 o'clock in the evening to finish your work, know yourself and be like, you know what, I'm not going to work anymore today. I'm just going to relax and stop, and I can do the rest tomorrow. And self-care, and having self-care in a routine just vary from person to person. Some people may be happy working till 10 o'clock at night. Some people may want to finish at 7 and have a relaxing evening. It depends on, it's that personalized approach. Looking at loads of YouTubers, seeing them wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, that probably doesn't work for you. So do have a routine that works for you.